how do you explain now that Vice President Harris is seen as perhaps the candidate of change?
Well, thank you so much for having me, John. And it is our goal over the next several weeks ahead of Election Day to ensure that voters understand Kamala Harris is not the candidate of change, nor is she the candidate of the future. Kamala Harris is the Vice President of the United States right now, and she is wholly responsible for the failures over the past 4 years. Kamala Harris said she was proud of Bidenomics, which has ushered the worst inflation crisis in a generation. Kamala Harris was named the Border Czar and has allowed an open border policy of more than 11 million illegal people into our country that has caused a migrant crime epidemic across our nation as well. Kamala Harris does not deserve a promotion. She deserves a demotion. And unlike Kamala Harris, President Trump has a strong record in his first term as president where he secured the border, unleashed the might of our energy industry, ushered peace around this world. And that's our case to make to voters across the country.
There's more domestic energy production right now than there's ever been in U.S. history, and Kamala Harris was not the border czar. She was appointed to deal with the Northern Triangle. But let me ask you a follow-up to my initial question here. Even if what you say, taking your argument there, if the voters in all these states are seeing the vice president of as the candidate of change, does it tell you that maybe they are beginning to see a Republican nominee who's 78 years old and been running for president for 9 years? Is that beginning to have an impact?
Well, just two things on your earlier points. Kamala Harris was named the border czar. She was appointed by Joe Biden in that position. And the truth is the border has been a complete disaster. Everyone recognizes that. And energy prices, gasoline prices are still 50% higher today under Kamala Harris than they were under President Trump. And if you look further and deeper into these polls, if you look at the issues that matter to voters, like immigration, like the economy, like foreign policy, where we've seen war erupt all over this world under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, voters trust Donald Trump on those issues. They trust him because he, again, has a first-term record to stand on. And you brought up Donald Trump's age, so I do want to mention it. This race is not about age. It's about competence. And President Trump has proven to be a leader who can bring stability back to this world, who can bring peace through this world, who can make America strong again. And that's why voters trust him on the issues that matter.
She was not appointed the border czar. She was appointed to deal with the Northern Triangle. You say Donald Trump is the candidate of stability. You say that Donald Trump was the candidate.
Thanks for listening to News Variable. You're officially one step closer to shedding the matrix.